Yes, Bruce, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's a traditional clash between great rivals, Collingwood and Richmond, and I think that this will be a tremendous game. I expect the first 15 minutes to be full of plenty of fireworks.
Buckley Lee is on Richardson, which is a real surprise. Buckley at fullback on Matthew Richardson. They go to the left of screen, Richmond, Collingwood to the right. So there's the first big surprise. How long he'll stay there is another matter, but Nathan Buckley on Matthew Richardson at the start. Deere was good last week. Richardson, that's Mark doing the work against him. Glad Allen's not playing, we would have had too many. Daffy onto that boot quickly, as he so often does. Holland came out wide. Opportunity for Ryan, could kick the first goal for the Tigers. He has. It's a dream start. Inside the first half minute. Damien Ryan, 18 years of age, a rookie. Goals for the Tigers, they're in front.
You're right, Bruce, it was a dream start. It's funny, the psychology of football. Actually, sometimes kicking a goal in the first minute of the game is bad psychologically, because it sometimes makes the team who's kicked it just think this is going to be an easy night. So just be interesting to see, particularly the side that is well fancied. But he certainly ran onto the ball, bounced for him, and a good accurate conversion.
Well, he looks a good type, doesn't he, for a young player?
Yeah, player I haven't sort of seen much before this year, but just played the last month and has done his bit.
And he is surprised with Jamie Tate. Looks as though he's on the bench to start the game.
Yeah, probably a match-up situation, I would think. But yeah, he's a very good player. And Wayne Campbell is picking up Tony Francis in that kind of role out of defence he's been playing recently.
So play restarted back at the centre. Mark Richardson doing the ruck work for the Collingwood side. Off the ground goes Justin Charles, kicked forward by Naish. Richmond again a chance to gather here. Broderick, Shaw ball handler, away to Daffy, highlighted in the pre-match discussions. Daffy hits the post. Nick Daffy, big raps by a few of our fellow commentators on Channel 7. Valuable player for the Tigers. Just misses Nathan Buckley.
On recent form, this is where you panic if Collingwood if the opposition kicker behind, Collingwood look their most dangerous with Buckley kicking in.
Let's see what he does here, Lee. Goes for distance, kicks the ball about 70 metres right down the ground. Good take there by Wild. Got it to Russell. Russell's kick is a floater wobbly. Gasper high tackle, should get a free kick. He has been impressive, Gasper.
Well, got a poke in the eye in that tackle too.
Francis in too high there. Just sorting himself out, Darren Gasper. Doesn't kick the ball a long way. Almost a half forward. Charles had a good run at it. Miranda, Armat with him. Then Naish, little left footer, gets about 20 metres. Ryan with him, Burns. Right comes in, Kellaway who's on Brown early. And it's 50 metres from Richmond's goal, and it's going to be a ball up. Had a great reserves match here tonight, Robbo.
Yes, it was exciting stuff. Collingwood winning by just 3 points, kicking a goal in the last few minutes. So it set the scene for the crowd to be at a pretty high pitch. The ball kicked back towards the middle of the ground. Michael Gale, brilliant pick-up by Campbell. Spectacular stuff. Away to Prescott. Prescott's kick to the front of the goals. And a good solid mark taken by Krasiska. Reliable defender for Collingwood. The kick may have been touched off the boot. Taken by Hassel. He gets past Richardson. He's kicked from the 50-metre defensive area back towards the wing. No mark taken there by Kellaway, but he was fairly determined to get hold of the footy. Went after it, kicked with the right foot. Not all that good. It may have gone over on the full. It has. So the free kick, that's young Matthew Richardson. But the free kick to Nathan Buckley for the Magpies at left half back. Buckley's kick, back towards the wing. Punched away there by Campbell. Ball spills to Michael Gale. Tries to get it to Miranda. Scotty Crowe chips in. Can't control it. Is that out on the full? He may have got his foot to it, has he? No, the umpire is going to take the football and throw it in. So a line ball decision. Richmond fans obviously feeling that Scott Crowe kicked it out on the full, but the boundary umpire throws it in. Mark Richardson and Greg Deere. The ball spills to the front of the pack. Coming away is Prescott. He's a determined young fellow. He's in this Richmond side to stay, as far as he's concerned. The kick to full forward, out in front of Richardson. It bounces his feet. He can't control it, and it trundles over. The tackle applied by Nathan Buckley. Boundary throw in nearly up to left forward pocket for the Tigers, about 40 metres around from their goal.
Doing all the attacking. The first few minutes of this match. Charles works to the front. Shawball against him. Great hands by Prescott to Broderick. Good finisher normally. It's a terrific start, this one now. Broderick, who's been so hot in the last month, kicks Richmond away to 2-1. Collingwood yet to score.
I think Mark Richardson, who's playing ruck for Collingwood, isn't pushing back. So we had a ruck contest. We missed it there, where Charles, who's a tall player, is competing against Shawball, who's much smaller. And I think it was from that ruck contest that the ball came in Richmond's favour, and Broderick was able to end up doing the finishing.
Richmond have 13 points on the scoreboard. Collingwood haven't gone past their half-forward line. Campbell in towards full forward. Nearly taken by young Holland. He battles on after the football. His opponent there, Chris Siska, and it's locked up underneath there. And the umpire will bounce about 60 metres from the Richmond goal. So Tony Shaw with some concerns early in this match. Very tricky, windy conditions. A beautiful day in Melbourne, but in the last 2 or 3 hours, the wind has just blown up. Makes it a little difficult, but Richmond handling it pretty well. Broderick kicks it forward. Naish! Finish it off, Chris Naish. Goal to Richmond. Well, you may get the feeling there that players could have stopped back to half forward, but Richmond went on with it. And to Robert Walls' satisfaction, the Tigers have got their third goal on the scoreboard.
Then we see the ruck contest. The ruckman in Charles against the non-ruckman in Shawball. And again, it just comes slightly to Richmond advantage. And Broderick already has got sort of 2 key possessions, kicked 1 goal and set up Chris Naish. Really a big lead to Richmond.
19 points it is. Broderick again in the action with the Crow. Prescott, who's growing in stature. Ryan upender, but gets his kick to half forward. Missing at Buckley. Richardson's handball. Holland got through both him and Krasiska. Naish normally good in this situation. Matt read it pretty well. Chips the kick away successfully to Buckley in the back pocket. Probably missed 1 or 2 games only in his 4 seasons. Buckley kicks the ball into the heart of the centre square. Crow hasn't got a handle on it. Miranda over the top and giving away a free kick. Crow wanting to get on quickly. Now has to straighten the body. Doesn't kick a long way, but gets to half forward. Watson with him as Gasper. They've got the numbers, Collingwood. Wild goes to ground. Gasper forces him out of play. Boundary throw in. Richmond winning the points everywhere at the moment.
Persistency written all over Darren Gasper's game. Conditions, as I said, just a little chilly now. 9 degrees expected, minimum. The ball to Crow. He's brilliantly tackled by Prescott. The ball spills now for Miranda, but you can see Prescott got to his feet and then provided to Shepherd. Miranda goes down the ground. It's not a bad kick. Beautifully to the advantage of Matthew Richardson, and he's marked only 20 metres out directly in front.
Boy, how often do we see this play? Richmond streaming through midfield and Matthew Richardson basically running back towards the goals across the goal front. That's where he's so hard. Most forwards lead at the ball. So often Richardson is leading back with the flight of the ball.
Richardson surely will kick this goal, and the Tigers have got 4 in 5 minutes. 4 goals won, Collingwood yet to score.
Well, as I said, they got the goal in the first 30 seconds of the game, but it's certainly done nothing adverse to Richmond's attitude. They're really hard at the ball. A quick tackle over there, and Miranda showing his pace off the wing. Again, the ball goes in. See Richardson as he's just charging. He's not playing from the goal square. He's running back towards the goal with the flight of the ball and does it so well.
Memories, isn't it, of that Monday night game when they kicked 8 against North Melbourne in a hurry. They're halfway there at the moment. Miranda tackled by Brown. It's going to be a bounce. 4 goals in about 8 minutes for Richmond. Free kick to Miranda. Collingwood just losing it for the moment. Miranda's kick to centre wing. Charles. Wild gave it up. Bond was onto him. Ryan well played to Rogers. Rogers on the left, centres the ball, looking for Holland, had a good run at it. Naish trapped it magnificently. Out to Gale, 50 out. Will he chip the Richardson? He does, and he blazes and kicks the ball badly to the pocket. It's out of play in the right forward pocket.
Really, he should have. We'll have a look at what happened here, because it was in the middle of the play. Pretty soft, isn't it, really, for a a free kick.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the captain would be pretty disappointed with the decision as Charles McDonald off the ground. Hassel like a goalkeeper. Miranda in the pocket. Gets the ball back. Buckley, half volley. Not good enough. Ryan, out of bounds almost. It is now. Burns couldn't keep it in play. Boundary throw in. Richmond attacking as they've done throughout the first 10 minutes as we look at the Collingwood bench. Liddell in the centre. They're coming in for Curran. Also Prestige Acamo on that interchange. Charles, well done.
Tries to get it to the back, but only as far there as Shawball. His kick, well, it found a little bit of safety temporarily for Collingwood. Richmond fans plenty to be excited about, and Richmond long odds on, national sportsbook odds. Collingwood 2-1 against, Tigers 11-4 on. Wild throws his left foot at it, goes back towards the wing, and it bounces just inside the boundary line. So a boundary throw in at right half forward, left half back for Collingwood, right half forward for the Tigers. Paul Broderick in sensational form for Richmond, one of the fancies for the Brownlow medal this year. Of course, there's a long, long way to go before we complete the season and those votes are counted. Taken by Russell, gets a left foot kick. Not bad because Hassel's out there with a little bit of space, able to assess, then kick poorly to the 50-metre line. Callaway straight at the football. Williams, Callaway takes it over, and he would be fairly satisfied, I would think. It's at left half forward for Collingwood, about 65 metres around from their goal. The Magpies still yet to score. Richmond have kicked 4-1.
Richardson and Deere at the back. Wild. Bond off the ground. Good result. Gale onto it. Michael Gale streams through the centre. Kicks the ball a long way. Holland caught underneath it, but holds his ground well. Charles read it well. Caught. High tackle. Free kick against Shawball.
It's really the height situation in the Richmond forward line. You've basically got Charles on Shawball, and Shawball's giving away a couple of inches. You've got Buckley on Richardson, who's giving away about 3 or 4. And Kuziska on Holland, who's giving away 3 or 4. But really, that's the manpower that Collingwood have got, and they are certainly very short compared to the tall Richmond forwards.
Justin Charles having a splendid season to kick for goal from about 45 metres. Richmond lead 4 goals, 1 Collingwood yet to score. And he's pushed it a bit, maybe the wind as well. And are behind 4-2-0. They've created that themselves, though, Lee, haven't they? In that by putting Buckley onto Richardson, Collingwood.
Yes, they've decided to do it, and it's a big gamble because the way Matty plays, if any player who gives Matty plenty of space is a brave person.
Buckley's kick in was quite precise. Found Kuziska. He played on quickly, kicks it back to the wing. Player at the bottom of the pack there was young James, couldn't break away. Shawball in as much trouble as Brett James was. It's locked up by Richmond's fierce tackling, and the umpire forced to bounce on centre wing. Still trainers try to attend to Justin Charles. He may still have a little bit of blood evident. You can see there the trainer quick to attend. And now a Richmond player coming off the ground. It's Broderick, and that must be a blood rule too.
I've never seen a double blood rule before. That is a first. A double blood rule.
There's Charles coming off
Charles
as well
off,
now.
Yeah, and Broderick all at the same time.
Harrison comes on.
Would have been comical if it was the other side of the ground, wouldn't it?
Just an important time too, because 2 of their key players early in this game, both Broderick and Charles, now on the bench. For how long, we'll soon find out.
The bounce. There's Broderick being attended to by Dr. Chris Bradshaw. Richardson, free kick. Gets rid of Bauer. Bauer and Harrison, the 2 men coming on for the Tigers. Richardson centering kick. Burns, courageous mark. Watson was probably in the orthodox spot to take the mark. He's going to kick the ball wide to Rocker. First chance for Sav. He's got it. It's a good kick. A positive lead. And he drifted into the ball and took the mark comfortably. And now crunch time, is it to kick the goal?
It's an interesting matchup. Brendan Gale, who's the tallest of the Richmond defenders, has been pushed back onto Sav Rocker, but the great strength of Sav is his acceleration to lead for the ball. I don't think that's going to suit Benny Gale. I'll watch with interest how that matchup goes.
He can be a bit wayward, but when he's on song, Rocker, he kicks the ball as well as anybody. Certainly no trouble with distance. Well, Dipper said that in the warm-up he had 5 shots for goal and kicked them all.
No pressure in the warm-up.
Probably from a similar distance and angle.
Campbell kicks it to himself and then runs away from full-back. Then a little chip kick over the top has been taken by young Rogers. Rogers is 50 metres from the Collingwood goal. So he should kick Richmond nearly into their attacking half. The ball will land close to the wing. Out there was Watson, couldn't take the mark. Wild, a handball away. Williams, one of Collingwood's very big goal kickers last week against Carlton. Michael Gale spills the mark. Graham Wright, very skillfully done. Gets back onto his right foot, but kicks out towards the half-forward area. No one home for Collingwood. Prescott, isn't he playing positive football now? Short kick. Campbell goes back to Michael Gale. He's caught, but it somehow got that hand pass away quite effectively. Miranda with some space. Russell the tackler. Ball spills for Bond. Bond goes down towards the full forward area. At the back was Richardson. Ben Holland, a little tap on. Now Naish. No one to hand pass to. Collingwood defence under a bit of pressure, but they will get clear. A succession of hand passes. Tony Francis's short kick has been marked by Hassel,
who goes on short again into the centre square. Wild, a quick bounce. Probably could have gone a bit further. Kicks to Rocket now. Gets him. He had another man loose in Russell. But Rocket with a second positive. 50 metres against Gale, so Rocker's going to kick from the line. Charles back on, Harrison off for Richmond. So Rocker now given a certainty. He would have been kicking from the 50, will now kick from right on the line. And this is what the Collingwood fans were hoping for, that their star full forward could get off to a good start and provide some problems. Collingwood, 4-2 Richmond.
So Rocker kicks Collingwood's first goal. Jason Wild, 2 kicks and 2 hand passes, getting the ball down to him. 4-2 to 1-1. Richmond lead. Chance to get the ball clear. Justin Charles, but it's kicked out of mid-air by Mark Richardson. 2 half forward. The bounce favours Brown. Gavin Brown, he'll bring the crowd to their feet. No, his kick is short. Gale chips in. That's Brendan. Kicks it across the half-back line. Out into the face there of his brother Michael. Hand pass is not bad. Not really having to change his stride was Rogers, but the kick is ordinary by Rogers standards. And it goes over for a throw-in left half forward for Richmond. Still a youngster, but playing well for Richmond is Matthew Rogers. 9 minutes left in the first term. Richmond kicked 4 goals in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. Collingwood got their first goal just a few minutes ago. Charles, who's been on the bench because of the blood rule. In front, Shawbull gets his right fist to it, only as far as Naish. Naish's kick bounces past the 50-metre line. Buckley, well done, but he's tackled well by Ryan. James gets clear. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. Russell, now kicked away by Armat, back towards the middle of the ground. The race is on here. Down goes Francis, tackled unfairly by Campbell, and Francis is the recipient of a free kick in the middle of the MCG. He'll put Collingwood into attack.
Kicks the ball to half forward. Matthew Francis on a long leg, gets a push. Burke will be disappointed because I don't know if Francis is going to mark it anyway, and then he gave it up with a free kick. Short again to Mark Richardson, about 70 metres from goal. Rocker leads now. Richardson just pops the ball up, wanting to go over the top to Armat. Armat outnumbered now. Kellaway was able to push it along towards Ryan. Naish, I should say, and the ball now to play with Broderick and Russell. 4-2-1-1. Over halfway through this opening term. Mark Richardson. And Greg Deere. Miranda quickly onto the boot. Hard ball this one will be in the centre. It bounces favourably towards the Richmond goal, but now sits up nicely for McDonald. He's got time to pop it to centre half forward. Gee, the ball took a long time to get to Russell, but he's made it. Now Rocker will go now. Russell kick, ordinary, but Rocker almost was a touch. It was play on. Rocker's handball out in the direction of Burns. Well done by Bond. Stood his ground. Back to Wild. Well played, Wild. Williams, a great finisher. No. Had to hook it more and keep it probably a bit lower. 1-2, 4-2. So, Lee, some good signs for Collingwood in the last 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, blitzkrieg by Richmond in the first 10 minutes, but Collingwood have stabilised. The problem is you give away a 4-goal lead, you know, it's very hard to pick up, but certainly Collingwood much better this last 5 minutes.
Prescott marks the kick in and then kicks to a man on his own, close to the wing. It's Daffy. Daffy quickly to half forward. No mark. Charles does well, makes a real good contest of it, does Justin Charles. Can't clear the pack of two, Andrew Shawbull and Justin Charles. So the umpire will bounce about 65 metres from the Richmond goal. Bounce favours Mark Richardson. He takes the ball, runs away, gives it to James. James, the kick towards the centre of the ground. Francis, attended to by Campbell. Campbell, a good tackle. Michael Gale, in turn Broderick. Broderick assesses, then delivers, wide. Rogers straightens up, goes for goal. Lovely long kick by Rogers, but it's marked by Buckley on the full back line for Collingwood. Nathan Buckley, magnificent kick of the football. Out wide, centre wing, Wild, knock it on, he couldn't. Daffy, caught, Wild, good tackle. Francis is going to be rewarded, Jason Wild, and he's been one of Collingwood's best players early in this game. He's at left half back. He kicks in towards the centre of the ground. It was a little risky, but Russell was there to take the mark for the Maggies.
Wanted to give it on to right, but couldn't do it. Was cut off and now goes long to centre wing. Matthew Francis outnumbered. Burke does that very well. Punches forward to Prescott. Couldn't hold on to it. Had a man running in Daffy inside, but unable to do it as Tony Shaw looks on and keeping an eye on everything that's going on out there at the moment. It's a 3-goal margin. Tigers came out blasting against Collingwood tonight. Russell pushes the ball forward. Paul Williams, a beautiful pickup, one-handed, then gets good distance under pressure. Inside 50, Marinda was always in the box seat. He kept his eye on it. Hassel unable to get to him, and Marinda plays on to Gale. Bounce important here, it'll be okay. Gale on the left, measures the kick to centre wing, wants Charles, pushes it towards Michael Gale. Collingwood a little lucky. Shawbull, Buckley, so constructive. To Russell getting touches. This is his third in about 3 minutes. Goes long. Rain just starting to fall very slightly here. Bad kick, Russell. Marinda's got it at half back.
Well, I know you can be critical sitting here, but if you get the ball in the clear like that and give it up, gee, it's really a sin of football. Richmond share it across the half-back line. It finishes with Bond. Bond's kick is good, with penetration, in the direction of Charles. He slips Shawbull, then handballs over the top Campbell, provided some good running. Gee, covers some territory, Wayne Campbell. He's at right half forward. Then the disciplined kick to the 50-metre line will be marked by Daffy. He's not 50 metres from goal, he's a little closer. He's going to go short again. Campbell has gone and run on closer to goal. The angle is probably a little worse than Daffy's, but he certainly will get the distance, Wayne Campbell. And from Richmond supporters' point of view, they would be hoping that he can kick his first goal for the evening. 4-2 to 1-2, Richmond lead, 4 3/4 minutes left.
Well, it came off, but those kicks over your left shoulder, unless he had eyes in the back of his head, Campbell, he couldn't have been certain that Daffy was clear. But anyway, all's well, it ends well.
Campbell from only 25 metres, kicks for goal, and kicks truly. Wayne Campbell becomes Richmond's 5th goal kicker. All singles, and Rocker has kicked Collingwood's goal.
Yes, well, really, it's at the moment it's a bit of a sort of running game from defence to attack for both teams, and the Richmond midfield, I think, has got the slight ascendancy, and really the scoreboard gives an indication of that.
$5-2 to 1-2. So the Tigers open up that lead again to 4 goals, go forward. Front spot Matt. Worried out of it by Daffy. Naish, well done, Matt, though, stood his ground. Naish on the bottom. Tackles left, right and centre. Is going to be a ball up. 1-2 Collingwood. And Richmond 5 goals 2. Tigers came into the match with a couple of wins under their belt against St Kilda and Adelaide on this ground. Deer taps the ball back towards the goal. Here's Wild, who, as Robbo said, has been good early. Krasiska to Buckley. Buckley centres, too far for right. Broderick gets the handball clear. High tackle coming. So the free kick to Broderick at about 65 metres. Umpire deeming there was no advantage there for Richmond, so he's paid the free.
6 possessions already to Broderick.
And goes with a torpedo to the goal square to Bond. Look at that. Bond waited. Tried to. Left foot bouncing. It's there. Another one. Remarkable goal. It was a great kick by Broderick. He saw Bond in the goal square, unloaded the torp. Broderick didn't quite take the mark, Bond, but it was a clever goal.
Just the high tackle. Yes, and as we see here, off the camera, you'll see that Bond has got down there by himself, and Richardson tried to draw him out, but eventually Buckley saw what was happening, but really it was just a good enough kick off ground level. Very tough to do that. Another blood rule by the look of it. Mark Richardson.
Calling for Matthew Francis too to come into the centre square. He now responds. It's a great vision by Broderick, wasn't it, to unload from there?
It was. Actually, they've really got a very good group of ground level forwards together. I mean, Bond looks a chance around at ground level. Naish is very good around ground level. We know Daffy is. I mean, Rogers is. They've got those good medium-sized goal kickers to supplement the Matthew Richardsons and the taller Charles and Holland, who at the moment really are giving them stability and height rather than really a lot of goal-kicking power.
Mark Richardson on the bench to be attended to as the Deer giving away the free kick. I think he thought he may have been on the end of that. Short kick by Francis, goes to Brown. Brown looking for the hand pass, gets back, finds some space and then delivers in towards the centre half forward area, and the mark is taken by Crow, who has just come onto the ground. In place of Mark Richardson, he's marked about 35 metres out directly in front. David Burke thought maybe he was interfered with in that marking contest. And of course the replay coming up on the big screen here at the MCG. This is Scott Crow. Should kick a goal for Collingwood. No. Richmond fans are happy. They reckon that was about its just desserts are behind. Scott Crow's first score so far in the game. 6-2 to 1-3. Brendan Gale kicks in and it's been marked by Broderick,
who started so brilliantly last week against Adelaide, and he's not far behind. Bad miss by Rogers. Opportunity for Russell. Kicks from 48 metres into the pocket. Richmond with numbers. Ryan back there. He kicked the first goal of the game. Got a high tackle. Gale runs the ball out of play. Boundary throw in. Collingwood player down 2 in the pocket. Graham Wright not happy. And it's on the shin.
I think, yes, Bruce.
Could be very, very painful. And he's getting some assistance. Prestigiacamo, I should say, doing the ruck work. He's come onto the ground for Richardson. Kellaway's torpedo punt got some distance. McDonald has to chase hard. Daffy and Charles are onto him. He trapped it well to Shawball, to James. James was able to break the tackle, then onto the left. Not a good kick. Campbell, who's got very good reflexes, was able to take the mark, cat-like, and kicks the ball to Miranda at centre wing. Miranda measures his kick to Charles at half forward. Shawball with him, did a good job too. Then was held on to and will get a free kick.
Yes, he's doing a very good job on Charles. Charles has had the drop of him a couple of times, but the extra mobility of Shawball has enabled him. Yes, it looks like maybe a bit more serious than we first thought with the stretcher on the ground.
Well, he looked as though his knee hit the Richmond player in the head.
So it's on his knee. Going over the top, Dippers down there, and he'll be onto it in a flash. But not good for this Collingwood veteran. He's been a great campaigner for a long time now. Premiership player. So Liddell on the ground right off.
And at the moment, Nathan Buckley and Matthew Richardson, who had to chase him, is up on the Collingwood half-forward line, I suppose. If you get Matthew Richardson up there, you can't kick a goal. Good tactics by Buckley, I think. Drag him out of their forward line.
Shawble now with the football. The umpire has given the all clear for play to resume. 6-2 to 1-3, Richmond lead. Knocked away by Gaspar, taken by Paul Williams, but tackled, didn't have the football, really didn't have control of it, and will take the free kick for the Magpies on centre wing. Must get 20 or 25 possessions, Paul Williams, if Collingwood are to have any chance. Kicks the ball in towards a full forward area, but well marked by Brendan Gale, coming out in front there of Savroka. He's at centre half back, Brendan Gale. All single goal kickers, Richmond so far in the game. The kick is too high and too far. And in the finish, Matthew Francis couldn't control it. Umpire called play on. Francis did well in the finish and has been awarded a free kick for a trip. The umpire signalling there. Matthew Francis with the football. Goes in towards half forward. Good kick, good pass. Mark taken by Wild. Coming up for possession number 8. Gets it away to Scott Russell, but the kick to full forward is ill-directed. And a simple mark in the finish taken by Brendan Gale. And that's a disappointing result for Magpies as they went forward. Gale's kick towards half-back, gathered by Broderick. Gets onto his favoured left side, then goes back the other way. Campbell takes the hand pass, then goes short and gives it to Rogers.
Runs away at centre wing, goes long to Buckley, well done. Then Daffy. His ball off to Prescott. Prescott's kick as the siren sounds. A promising attack for the Tigers, but they've reaped a rich reward from this opening quarter already. With a 6-goal, 2-quarter to 1-3, 6 individual goal kickers for Richmond in that opening term. They got 4 before Collingwood got warm, and it's a terrific break. Now, Dipper, Graham Wright's situation.
Yes, not good news for Collingwood fans and also for Graham. It looks like his medial ligament at this stage. He's just going through some exercises on his knees at the moment, but the doctor did say not looking good.
Well, thanks for the report, Dipper. Not good news for Wright or Collingwood, as you say. Lee, a great start for Richmond.
Oh, absolutely, yes. That blitzkrieg in the first 5 or 10 minutes, I mean, it means you're chasing tails all day from a Collingwood point of view, but they certainly showed some heart the last 15 minutes. And stabilised the game, albeit that it's something like a 29-point deficit.
1-3 to 6-2.